The last sections of the Briseis Race approaches Derby with Black Creek and Valley siphons. These are notes from HV Champion's mining report. We started this episode at Ruby Flats and then on to the old Branxholm water supply. So where are we heading off?
Just around here.
To see the what?
So the caretaker's cottage.
Right.
So
Do we know anybody who actually lived in it? Or any other families? Or?
yes, the Holmes family did.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Fred. It could easily be.
Yeah.
So this is actually where we are.
Oh, this is where the house was.
So you know, it's got a sort of cleared in earlier days look about it.
Yeah. So this is where Fred Holmes lived.
So yeah. Amongst others, of course.
Yeah.
Was one of them.
Well, from what I gather, there were usually about 3 people. Well, there was one head kind of operator, and then they employed 2 other helpers.
Oh right. You could see all the ground through here.
Oh
There
right.
was just a bit of growth here and there.
Because you can see it's a flat area, and obviously.
Yeah, but so the cabin would have been somewhere in here, and that which makes sense.
Yeah, right next to the race, obviously.
Yeah. Now there's a windlass or a windlass.
Oh, is there?
We'll have a look at that.
Yeah.
Here, the framework for it, 8-10 years ago.
Yeah.
Whether it still is.
So they basically had to bucket the water out of the race, you reckon?
Well, they would have would have lowered a bucket in.
Man, that's a long way down.
Not there,
It's fairly deep.
but you should go.
That bit of wood there.
Yeah, that looks like a bit of pine.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Although there's an old bit.
Why would they put that there?
Well, they've thrown it in there. It's got a bit of wire netting on it too.
Okay.
Now that's an old bit.
Yeah.
So they've done.
Yeah, replace something maybe and just...
There's 2 timbers down
Oh, yeah, I
below,
can see it down the bottom.
But I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
So what, the windlass obviously would have been on the other side,
Well,
because otherwise they'd have to come around here to get the water.
so what I remember is some notches cut into the bank on either side.
Yeah.
And I remember 2 timbers, 2 like big timbers, maybe 6x6 or something like that,
All right.
but higher than that. So that might just be a separate part of it, or it might not be actually connected to the windlass. Clear notches in the bank.
Well, there's something over there, look.
Could be there. Was a lot sort of more obvious
All
sort
right.
of going back.
Until fairly recently, Branxholm received its town water supply from the Briseis Race.
Ruby Flat Road.
Oh, right.
So this is another bit of a cutting here, but nothing. Maybe that's where they. Is that got a curve? So race is just there.
All right.
It's just there was always water flowing in it. This 2 or 3 kilometre section. Just
right.
slowly flowing through. Might have been 10 inches or 12 inches deep in places. And it always had this was our drinking water, and it just a gentle flow.
Yeah.
There was a timber structure with boards. They'd have boards on
Yep.
it, maybe 6x2s, and so they could adjust the height.
Yep.
And so they'd set the height from there. So from here, this is just runoff.
We move on to start the exploration of the Black Creek Siphon, starting from the Mount Paris Dam Road.
Sort of fairly high cutting there as well. This is all built up
Yeah.
here.
It's hard to imagine that, 300 blokes digging this trench in 15 months.
Yeah. So it probably only goes, there's a cutting, maybe 40 metres or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it just goes back into the earth.
Walking down there, or you just?
Oh, not really, no.
They've cut this pretty well, though, haven't they?
Yeah. So.
And blasted it.
No, we're going that way, Roger. Yeah, I guess they used dynamite.
They must have done.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a photograph showing them getting ready to blast
Oh,
a
right.
section.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a few photographs in the Weekly Courier from time to time.
Right, I still haven't gone through them.
Which is good.
But yeah, I'll have to do that. I'm not sure when this road is put in, it's not an early road. There's an easy way up where the car is.
Okay.
We'll go up there.
Yeah.
Now, we'll just, so that's where
Oh, nice bit of stone walling there.
yeah, beautiful, yeah. So when I come and did that bit of clearing, I used to just access it through here. Oh yeah, that's a skill, sure.
Quite a skill, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bloody hell, that took some time.
All stone face, yeah.
Yeah.
Hell,
Beautiful, yeah.
Well, they had to do that. In fact, there's a diagram in the Champion's study. He actually shows how they constructed this,
Right, yeah.
and because they had a lot of different models.
Yeah, so they wanted minimum fall, and also they wanted to get the water to Derby at the maximum height.
Yeah.
They didn't want to lose
Yeah.
meterage if they could avoid
So,
it. Yeah.
well, it could be a lack of dirt,
Could be a
because
lack
if
of
there
dirt,
was not
yeah.
enough dirt to form a big bank,
Yeah,
they'd have to build a wall, wouldn't they?
yeah, that's right. That's very narrow, that little bit there. Obviously it's strong enough.
Yeah. Well, they probably didn't have much trouble with the race here because it's stone walled. It's not likely it would develop leaks. I think it was those sections where they had wooden planks down the side and the ground was soft.
Right.
I think that's where they had more problem. And in particular, I noticed in the report, they had trouble up near Ringarooma because the ground there was thick basalt with basalt boulders in it. And as the race went through it, they'd uncover the boulders, but as the water ran past, it would actually erode around the boulder and eventually wash down the bank.
You know, we're getting a bit of height here,
Yeah,
quite
sure
high on
are.
that side. So that would have been
carted
straight.
the rock, bits of rock in here.
Pardon?
So surely they would have carted rock in here to build the wall.
Well,
'Cause
you wouldn't think that.
Otherwise they spend days looking for rock.
Yeah, I don't know. Wouldn't have imagined they'd bring them too far.
No, they wouldn't want to move it too far.
No, so maybe there was sort of stones about. I couldn't really say. Maybe don't really know. But there's a lot of stones. There's no doubt on that.
This is quite steep, actually, isn't it?
You can see the height here. Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't have a choice. They couldn't wind it. If that was soil, they would have gone in there.
Yeah.
But because of that big boulder, they had to come here. So that was the best option. Just be careful here. Right, so it's getting a bit lower here.
This is quite a nice section of the race, this, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Looks like they had a bit of surplus rock here.
Yeah, they did. 1 minute you haven't got enough, next minute you got too much.
Sometimes if you look on these rock things, you'll see where they drilled.
Oh, right, yeah.
For the, not on that one, but I have seen it.
Yeah, I think I've seen that, somewhere myself. They would have loved it when they got to these sort of spots.
Yeah.
Just make real good progress.
It'd be interesting to know how far they managed to dig in a day.
Yeah. And those figures, they might be somewhere. They would have recorded that sort of thing. Well, they might well have, whether they wrote it down or not.
Well, I reckon the foreman would probably have a record book.
Yeah, if you could get. So you made a decision at some stage to film it as much as you can. And
well, what really started was we went to the Valley Siphon, and we made 2 videos on that because there's a lot of pipe work there, and it's quite interesting and quite a spectacular structure.
Right.
If you look at that pipe.
Yeah. So this is that little bit. It's only short.
Yeah.
You have to walk around it.
40-inch diameter pipe.
Yeah, it's a beauty, isn't it? Now, I seem to remember, especially, you can see some timbers through there.
Oh, yep.
It definitely was better, when I first came through. There's no question on that, but there's more pipe down there.
Yeah. So there would have been a trestle there
to
maintain the level.
Carried on trestling. We might see more of it as we go in there.
Yeah.
And then it just enters back into the earth wall and covered in earth.
Yeah. There's one of the collars they used to join it.
Yeah, it's a beauty, isn't it? So just that timber there, look how clean and
Yeah.
straight it still is, that particular one.
Yeah, it's a good one, that one, isn't it?
So there's the pipes there, so the whole thing's fallen sideways. I
Sideways,
guess,
down into the gully.
and it's just taken it all with it, yeah.
I'll just have to wait here a minute until I get
Yeah, no, you're right.
GPS lock.
Go here.
Oh, that's a good one.
Good shots from here too.
Yep,
Yeah. Shots from here too.
yep.
Yeah. And you can see the tin line working there as well.
So you reckon you use this creek was the basis for another mine?
Yeah, this could be the very top of it. I'm not sure who had this. You'd have to check the mine leases and that.
Yeah.
It's gone around the top side of it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gone into some blooming, isn't it? The timber's there. It's like a right angle corner. You could come through here if you wanted to, whatever's of interest for you guys, but from down there, you can't access it just straight through here.
Okay.
So
We
they
can get
come
down.
out of that earth wall, and there must be almost a 90-degree bend with flooring there.
Oh.
It's not sawn wood.
No, but it didn't. No, but it didn't. They use round timber.
Yeah,
A lot of places they use round timber.
certainly used part of that, so that might have been the support for the fluming. That's sawn wood there, see?
Yeah, see there, look,
Yeah.
sawn wood there.
So it's gone back, it's from fluming back into the earth wall. Yeah, so this was another spot. For some reason they didn't go out wide. They went in there. Maybe it was, well, there was stone. I wouldn't say it was easy digging. But they made the call to come in here.
Yeah.
Must have been another reason. They might have had to tie in with something like that here maybe. This is the logging coop where you go in the Black Creek soil.
Oh, right.
This is the very top of that logging coop. That wasn't there when I came through here.
Okay.
It's only been done the last couple of years, but I know where that is.
Yep.
Now you've got to be careful here.
Right.
Oh, you're right.
Just trying to keep the camera from bumping into things.
Yeah, just watch it. That's the only thing I can think of, because it comes down there, it's quite a sharp curve
Yeah.
there. So they might have had issues here, maybe there was a bit of drama here. Maybe leaking away.
Kind of the kind of thing you'd build to have an outlet pipe in. But there's no outlet pipe.
No sign of anything.
This is where it changed from.
This is the end of the siphon.
Right.
So earth there, and then you can see some timbers here. That's been built up, that's a little wall there.
So this is where the Briseis Race moved from being a race down into the Black Creek Siphon, and the pipes for the siphon were laid on a trestle bridge going straight across there. This is the stuff that supported the pipe.
Yeah, I can't bring it to mind, so it's probably down, but you never know what to do.
Unless somebody's pinched it.
So down here, and there's a pipe. There's a bit of bush back in here. Get rid of this. So that's small. I wouldn't say it's a 39 inch. So you can see things clearly.
That's a very small.
Yeah.
That pipe's not big enough.
No, but it's. I wonder what that was used for. Right. Yeah. We need sort of photographs of that type.
There is no photographs of the Black Creek Siphon, unfortunately.
No.
Not that I've come across.
So, to me, that's what it looks like. It just goes on. Anything else there?
It's definitely downhill, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's part of the siphon.
So yeah, I'm right in the siphon here.
Yep.
There's a bit of a mystery there.
It is.
A smaller pipe.
Smaller pipe and no big pipe. So they could have removed all the big pipes.
Well, yeah, as I say, Burn Woods, he shifted a lot of pipe. But
That's right, yeah, so he just left this if this wasn't something he needed. That's still going through there. I mean, that looks pretty old, doesn't it?
that's definitely part of the original
Yeah.
Black Creek Siphon.
It's not a 1950s update or nothing.
No, no.
That's an old bit of pipe.
That's definitely old stuff.
So,
And you see it's actually got, I think that's tar on the outside because they
yeah.
coated the,
Yeah, that could easily be.
I reckon it's tar.
Yeah. Where's the 39 inch? Because that's not 39 inch. So did they have two pipes?
Wait a minute, let's measure it.
Did they have two pipes?
Only two kinds in the siphons. Now,
Did they have a big one and a small one? They didn't need a full-size pipe because this one actually performed some of the function. For some reason,
maybe they had a double pipe for a short time.
for some reason, yeah, this carried
Some of the water.
Yeah, and that's why they didn't have a full pipe. I don't know any more than that, but because this.
They didn't actually mention any of this in the report, but then
I'll have a look there. Because I thought that small pipe would have stopped by now, but it's still continuing.
yeah.
So
Well,
there's more of it than we might have thought.
I mean, the question is, does it go right across?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Well, you'd think you'd have to go right across if it,
Well, that's right. There's no reason to stop. Yeah, I agree. So there it is there. I still reckon it's about 800.
yeah. Is there any more of the small pipe?
Well, I haven't seen it yet, but this is definitely the original pipe. You can see the age of it.
Yeah.
There's no question that that's the original pipe. Now,
There's a mess here, isn't it? You would think so, because otherwise they'd be short of water, wouldn't they?
so these could have a different purpose than originally intended. We don't know what resulted over the years. But without an actual photograph,
Yeah, that's a pity we haven't got one of the Black Creek Siphon. And they didn't really, and the other thing is, this siphon, this and the Valley Siphon were the only two siphons where the pipe was mainly on the ground, above ground.
oh yeah, right.
Whereas the other ones, the Krushka Siphon and the Dorset Siphon were actually buried.
I don't think I knew that until you told me.
In this valley is the Black Creek Siphon, the second longest on the race.